Have you ever felt like you're just a passenger in your own life? Well, according to Rhonda Byrne's book, The Power, there's one single force that shapes everything: your relationships, your health, your finances, the whole shebang. So today, we're going to break down exactly what that force is, and more importantly, how the book says you can start using it.
Okay, so before we can really appreciate the solution the book offers, we need to understand the problem it's trying to solve. And honestly, the best place to start is with the author's own story of hitting rock bottom, a feeling that, let's face it, might be pretty familiar to a lot of us. So the book kicks off with this really powerful scene. Picture this: September 9th, 2004. For the author, Rhonda Byrne, this was the day everything just collapsed. After struggling for years, the challenges she was facing had finally brought her to her knees.
And this quote, wow, it just captures such a universal feeling, doesn't it? That sense of being totally powerless, like there's just no way out. And that is the core problem the book is talking about: living life on autopilot, just bouncing from one crisis to the next. So what changed for her? Well, the book introduces this one central idea, a powerful, invisible force that it claims is the reason for everything good in life. Let's dig into what this power actually is. Okay, so the book boils this power down to one single word: love. And listen, it's not just talking about romantic love here. It's presenting love as this fundamental, invisible force of the universe, something as real as the air we breathe or the water we drink. It's the positive engine behind, well, everything. Now, I know that sounds a little abstract, right? So to make it concrete, the book points to literally everything humanity has ever created. Think about it: airplanes, cities, every song you've ever heard. It argues that every single invention, every piece of art, it all started with a positive feeling, a love for the idea in someone's mind. Without that initial spark, none of it would be here. And just to make this crystal clear, the book connects the power to a concept you might already know: the law of attraction. This quote nails it. The law of love and the law of attraction are one and the same. So that's the key right there. The power is the law of attraction, and it's fueled by the force of love. All right, so if love is the power, how in the world do we actually use it? Well, according to the book, it all works through our feelings. I want you to think of your feelings like radio frequencies you're constantly broadcasting out into the universe. And here's the absolute heart of how the book says this works. You are a living, breathing magnet. Whatever you're thinking and, more importantly, feeling creates this powerful frequency. And the law of attraction it just brings back whatever matches that frequency. The people, the events, the situations in your life, it's all a match to what you're sending out. This slide really breaks down the two ways of living that the book talks about. Over on the left, you've got automatic pilot. This is where life just happens, and your feelings are just reactions. Good thing happens, you feel good. Bad thing happens, you feel bad. You're basically trapped, kind of like a hamster on a wheel. But then, look at the right side: deliberately taking charge. This is a total game changer. Here, you don't wait for good things to happen to feel good. You choose to feel good first to actually make the good things happen. You're shifting from just reacting to actively creating. And the book gives some really clear, everyday examples of this in action. It says we often miss the connection, like you complain to a store clerk about bad service, and then later that day, your neighbor complains about you. Or you talk negatively about a friend, and then, out of nowhere, you start having problems with a major client. The book calls this a direct energetic boomerang, basically. And of course, it works the exact same way for positive feelings. You stop to help someone who dropped their groceries, and 10 minutes later, you snag the perfect parking spot right at the front. You happily help your kid with their homework, and the next day, you get an unexpected check in the mail. The core message is simple: every single moment, you are getting back exactly what you've put out. Okay, so if we're the ones in charge of our frequency, how do we go from theory to practice? How do we deliberately create the things we actually want in life? Well, the book lays out a super clear 3-step manual for doing just that. All right, here it is, the 3-step creation process from the book. Step 1, imagine. You use your mind to get laser focused on what you want. Really see yourself being it, doing it, having it. Step 2, and this is absolutely the most critical part: feel. You have to feel the love for what you're imagining. See, your imagination connects you to it, but your feelings of love are what create the magnetic pull. And finally, step 3 is receive. You've got to trust that the universe, the force of love, will handle the how and bring it to you.
Theory is one thing, but a story really makes it click. So let's look at this amazing example from the book that shows this whole process in action. It's about a woman who desperately wanted a very specific kind of horse, but there was just no way she could afford it. Okay, now watch how she put steps 1 and 2, imagine and feel, into practice. She didn't just sit around wishing for the horse. No, she lived the feeling of already having it. She made it her laptop wallpaper, she doodled pictures of it, she even went out and bought things she could afford, like a horse blanket and brushes, just to make that feeling of ownership totally real and tangible for herself. And here's where step 3, receive, comes in. Sometime later, she's at a horse expo. And what's the grand prize in a raffle they're holding? You guessed it, the exact same type of horse she'd been imagining. And she won. It's just a perfect illustration of the book's idea. Get your feelings in alignment, and life will literally rearrange circumstances to match. Okay, right about now you might be thinking, whoa, do I have to be positive 100% of the time? Because that sounds exhausting. And you're right, but the book addresses this with a concept that makes this whole thing feel so much more achievable. It's called the tipping point. And the magic number the book gives us is 51%. That's it, that's the goal. And this is so important because perfection is not the goal here. The book says if you can just manage to have positive thoughts and feelings a little more than half the time, just 51%, you've hit the tipping point. You've literally tipped the scales of your life and all the momentum will start shifting in a positive direction. So how do you actually get to that 51%, especially on a tough day? Well, the book offers several tools it calls the keys to power. 2 of the biggest ones are gratitude and play. Feeling grateful for what you already have literally multiplies the good things. And play? Well, that's about using your imagination to create little games that make feeling good easy. And honestly, fun. All right, as we start to wrap this up, the book's final message is really about a huge, profound shift in how you see your relationship with life itself.
And this right here, this is the ultimate takeaway, the big idea. Life isn't something that's just happening to you. According to the book, life is constantly responding to you. It's following the lead of your thoughts and feelings. To put it simply, you are the cause. Your life is the effect.
And that brings us to the final, really empowering question that the book leaves us all with. If you truly hold the power to shape your reality through the frequency of your feelings, then the only question left is, what will you choose to create?